It's been said that we are the average of the 5 people that we hang out with. And I believe it was Jim Rohn who first came out with that quote. And it's been talked about an awful lot in different articles and self growth and all sorts of things. So that's what we want to focus on today. So, hey there, it's Kate Beaters, your breakthrough success expert. This is really something to think about because if you are on this transformational journey, which I'm assuming you are because you're watching this video, that you may have people in your life who are influencing you either consciously or subconsciously and hurting the growth and the success you want to have. Example is clients of mine will tell me that they're great, all these things are happening, it's wonderful, all sorts of stuff, and then they'll go to a networking event and they'll talk to somebody who's just kind of talking about doom and gloom, about the economy and the recession, and so all their good feelings just kind of drop down. And if you're feeling, like you wanted to take good action and positive action, if your energy is being dropped down, it's really hard to do that. And instead, you start to line up with that negative energy, which is a bad thing. You may see this at parties you go to, that people start talking negatively and it just brings you down. You might notice this on social media. We're scrolling through and people start, talking about how terrible their day is or their life or this or that. And I'm all for transparency, but I believe there's also a time and place. And when all of a sudden you're like in this really good mood and this negativity stuff is coming out, if you are not emotionally prepared for it, it can really throw you off kilter. And the other thing to think about is that, because you are in this transformational journey, maybe people became in your life when you were here and now you're way over here, right? So you may not be lined up in the same place. So it's so important to be able to protect your energy because you want the best for yourself. You want to live your best life. You want to be as successful as possible, as happy as possible, all that good stuff. So if you have never tapped before, I recommend going to katebeaters.com/tapping, learn about this phenomenal technique that's changed millions of people's lives, including my own. Also remind you, please take responsibility for your own well-being. Tapping is probably one of the most powerful mindset techniques out there. So if you don't like it, just please simply stop. And also, if you are enjoying my videos, please click like. Also, please click subscribe. And that way you'll keep getting to see more and more of these videos. So let's take a nice deep breath before we start to tap. And tapping is like Simon says, you're going to tap where you see me tap with my fingertips and repeat the words after me. Okay, so on the side of the hand, karate chop. Even though I'm being influenced by these people, and I may not even be aware of how much they're influencing me, I want to find a way to love and accept myself. Even though I'm being negatively influenced by people's doom and gloom, I want to find a way to love and accept myself. Even though I'm being influenced all the time, and sometimes it's too much negativity, I want to find a way to love and accept myself. Okay, shake them out. We're going to go to the points on the face and body, repeating after me. This negative influence. This negative influence. I don't even realize how often I'm being negatively influenced. It could be in a passing comment. It could be in a conversation. It could be in a Facebook post or somewhere on social media or just overhearing something. Maybe it's on TV. Maybe it's on a podcast. I'm hearing negativity. And all this good work that I'm trying to do is getting slowed down. It's like someone's popping a bubble and letting my good energy out. And the thing is, most of the time, I'm not even aware of it. Maybe this person is having a conversation and talking about how expensive things are in the supermarket. And I agree. And that puts me in a place of scarcity. Or maybe I'm hearing about the economy, recession and inflation. And it's going to take forever for things to get better. And I start to agree. That puts me in a place of scarcity. Or maybe I see someone's post and they're talking about a miserable day or a miserable life. And I just start to take that negative energy in. And I don't have any boundaries to protect myself. So negative thoughts start popping up for me. And my bubble is burst. All those good feelings I've been having, the pride I'm taking in my journey, the pride I'm taking in my life, the pride I'm taking in my success, the pride I'm taking in my transformation gets diminished. It's not on purpose. Sometimes I'm just an innocent observer. So maybe I'm just not taking responsibility. Thing is, I can't control what other people are going to say. And I can't control what other people are going to post. I can choose who I have conversations with. I can choose whose posts I read. And I'll know if it's good for me or not by how I feel. If it feels negative or icky in my body, either during the conversation or right after, that's what I want to stay away from. That's where I want to spend less time. But if instead I feel good and positive, enthusiastic, and happier, that's where I want my energy to be. So I'm going to start paying more attention to how I feel and stay away from things that make me feel bad, either about the world or my life, and start going more towards things that make me feel good. That's going to bring me a happier life and a more successful life. Okay, everybody, deep breath. Okay, everyone feeling good, right? And I'll bet you had some things pop up. Maybe you started realizing like, oh, I might be doing this or I might be doing that. And so the self-awareness is really, really huge. It's also so critical to start getting in touch with how you're feeling. And I know for so many of us, this is something that's not even taught to us, like your feelings. We're not taught about our feelings and things like this. However, that's what's going to determine if you are on track or if you're going in the wrong direction. So if I can help you further to really start to get more in touch with who you are and how you're feeling and what's good for you, what's not good for you, that's going to help you on your journey, help make your journey better and faster and happier and all that good stuff. Please reach out to my team, info@katebeaters.com, to learn more about my private coaching. So I really want you to be thinking about this. Pay attention to who you are hanging out with. Pay attention to who you are getting information from. Pay attention to who you are reading their posts or listening to their podcasts. Pay attention to all this stuff, because if it doesn't feel good, you got to start learning to stop. Or at least if you can't totally stop, start lowering the time that you're being influenced by them. So I'm here to help you show up in your brilliance. That's my role. That's what I'm meant to do. So until we meet again, be brilliant.